What up, everybody, man? It's your boy G Rob. Now, I had a plan for this whole video, you know what I'm saying? Had the whole script down pat, everything. And then I heard Dak Prescott, not only did he turn down $30 million from the Cowboys, not only did he turn $30 million down from the Cowboys, he also said, I want $40 million. Now, I first heard this, I was thinking he must like what Steve they say, you need to be drug tested immediately. You gotta be drug tested immediately, bro. You ain't giving $30 million, bro. Like, first of all, the entire league values you anywhere between about 23, 4 million, all the way to like 17, 18. That's what the league is saying that your value is, bro. Pro Football Focus said, and I repeat, he is a average quarterback at best. Now, me personally, I know that you can win you can win a Super Bowl with an average quarterback. Like, make this argument all the time. You can win a Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins. You sure can. But there's ways that you can do it. You feel what I'm saying? It's ways that you can do it. Now, Dak, hopefully he's doing this because he's thinking for the future. Hopefully that's why he's doing this. Because if you just think about here and now, that's a bad decision. But if you really want to think about it, it's almost kind of like the NBA players. Like how everybody was worried about how, they signed so to this contract, but you know, in a couple more years, with the new collective bargaining, that 20 million is more like 10. So that he's looking at it like this. Why would I settle for $30 million now when in another year or two, because I believe the salary cap is at about 178 right now, about $180 million a year per team. Now, in the next year or two, that's gonna go up to like 200. So these the contract that we saying now, we thinking it's too much, is really gonna be nothing. It's really gonna be nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, the contracts that you're gonna be seeing for quarterbacks is gonna be Carson Wentz at the bare minimum. Especially if you one of those top 4 or 5 guys. They already talking about giving Patrick Mahomes 40 to 45 million per year. So yeah, if I'm Dak, I'm looking at, you know what? Bruh, the salary cap is going up. So why should I take less money when I know that $30 million that I'm going to sign, or that they want me to sign now, is only going to be about 20 in the next 2 years. So I'm really not going to be getting the kind of money that I deserve, right? Here's the thing with that situation. Like I said, that the league does not value you as a $30 million quarterback. Which means if you play out the rest of this season, when you become a free agent next season, you ain't getting no $30 million. You ain't getting 40 like you say that you really want. So if I'm you, I might want to cash in on that 30 million right now. I might want to cash in because I don't feel as though that any other team is going to offer you that. Because why would they offer you that and you ain't have you really carried your team thus far? Like, and it's not just him. Now we don't know what Amari Cooper asked for. I think they said that he wants at least like 17. Or matter of fact, take that back. They say he wants to be the highest paid receiver in the NFL. Mike T just did that at $20 million. Mike T deserved that money. Now, if you look at Amari Cooper and you look at Mike T, as far as talent wise, I feel as though Amari Cooper has the edge. All right? But when you talk about numbers and consistency, you gotta get it to Mike T. We talking about a guy who caught over 70% of his catches last year, bro. I mean, he caught 70% of the passes thrown to him last season. I think at some point it was up there between 80 and 90%. Past 2 years, Amari, I think he been in the top half in the league in drops. You know what I'm saying? He's a great player. As far, like I said, talent-wise between Mike T, Amari Cooper, it's not the same. But Mike T, his stats been going up, up, up. And the most important thing about that is that's like not really talked about is who are the Saints really paying? Who are they really paying? You know what I'm saying? Like, who are they really paying? Drew Brees got maybe like a year or two left. Kamara, they probably gonna sign Kamara maybe I say after this season or next season they should sign him. But other than that, I mean, you got Cameron Jordan on defense. I mean, who are the Saints really paying? Nobody. So you can afford to give Mike T $20 million a year at receiver. You can afford that. Versus when you got the Cowboys, you have 4 players that need to get paid. You got Zeke, Dak, Jalen Smith, and Amari Cooper. And now, out of those 4, who deserves to get paid top 5 money or high? Because like they said, they already came out last week and said that they offered Zeke, Dak, and Amari Cooper to be paid top 5 at their position, right? I don't think Amari Cooper need to be paid top 5 in the league. I mean, let's call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. If you look at the top receivers, the top 5 receivers in the league, I mean, you don't really think about Amari Cooper. But now, outside the top 5, maybe. You feel what I'm saying? So it was like, Dak, they was already paying you well above market value. Amari, they already paying you way above market value or offering you a contract in the top 5 when you, I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Smith and Ezekiel Elliott are the only 2 players that's up for a contract right now that need to be paid in the top 5 at their position. Zeke needs to be, it's going to be hard to kind of make him the highest paid running back. I mean, it ain't going to be hard. It's just a lot of money. We talking about $14+ million. You know what I'm saying? Gurley clocking out 14.1 a year. That's like, that's receiver money. Jarvis Landry or somebody like that gets paid around that kind of money. So that's a little bit of a, what they call an anomaly or whatever. But now we talking about Le'Veon Bell. He getting paid around like 13 and a half or something like that. That's a little more reasonable. So as far as running back wise, it needs to be Gurley, really only just because he's already signed his contract, and that contract is something else that, you know what I'm saying, that's like receiver money. Ezekiel Elliott and Le'Veon Bell. Zeke Elliott needs to fall in between Le'Veon Bell and Todd Gurley. Period. Jalen Smith, same thing. I mean, now granted, Cowboys did take a chance on this man coming out of college. He tore his whole knee up. Not to mention, you tore your knee up, you had nerve damage and all kind of things. So they were pretty much saying that, you know, he would never be explosive as he was. Because coming into the draft, he was like a top 5 pick at linebacker. I don't know if y'all forgot, coming out of Notre Dame. In that Fiesta Bowl, he completely tore that leg up. He's back. I think he's back better than anybody thought on the Cowboys staff or in the league thought that he would be. He's a Pro Bowler now, bro. You need to pay that man. Especially since y'all getting ready to y'all gonna walk away from Sean Lee. He's outwon his welcome at Dallas, man. I mean, he's hurt every year. Hell of a player. Always hurt. That's why they drafted Leighton Vander Esch last year. He's a hell of a player. Both Leighton Vander Esch and Jalen Smith, you need them both. Like I was telling my boy Alonzo, Jerry Jones needs to find some kind of way, because if you want to be a contender for the Super Bowl for the next 4 to 5 years, you have to pay every single last one of these dudes. Man, Jerry gonna have to come up. He gonna have to come up off some of that old money that he got. You know what I'm saying? Pay somebody up under the table. Do something. But you need all these guys to win. Cause even Dak Prescott, I said I feel as though he don't deserve 30 million or 40 million, really. But that don't mean you can't not pay him. You need a quarterback. You gotta have a quarterback. You gotta have a quarterback. So Jerry Jones, man, pay these dudes, man. Pay these dudes. I know Dak asking for the world. He won 40. Give him 37. I mean, you need a quarterback because in the next few years, that contract that he signed is not going to be as significant as you think it is. It's not. Especially now when y'all see Patrick Mahomes signing a deal, dog, close to $50 million guaranteed per year. You know what I'm saying? So, Jerry, please pay these dudes. Please pay these dudes. Also, I know y'all heard about the Antonio Brown situation. Now, I thought, me personally, common sense, anytime you are going in the cold, right? Last thing you want is your feet to be either wet or unprotected. So, when it comes to that whole thing with the cryotherapy for the feet, I just don't really understand that. Because to me, that's a common sense thing. I don't know what trainer is going to tell you that you don't need to have protective footwear when you're getting ready to have cryotherapy on your feet. Okay? Now, yeah, your hands make you a lot of money, but you ain't going nowhere. You ain't running no routes, and you ain't getting past somebody without them feet. And he already missed the first preseason game. I don't really expect for him to play at all this preseason. I expect him to be ready week 1 because them feet, man, I don't know if y'all seen it, but them feet look terrible. I know y'all seen it. Them feet look terrible, man. You got skin coming off, look like you peeling a potato, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna take a while for that skin to completely hover. I mean, that skin to completely heal on the bottom of his feet. So when you gonna get that first layer, then you gotta wait for the second layer. You feel what I'm saying? And all the while, you running button hooks, quick slants, comebacks, slant goals. That ain't helping your feet at all. So the only thing that you really can do is to medicate your feet and stay off them. Some of y'all might have watched Hard Knocks. Y'all seen when he was training with his trainer. Trainer was like, "You moving too fast, man. You moving too fast. Is all you're gonna end up doing is tearing open that skin again, and all it is a big scab. And if that never heals, that's gonna just be a lingering injury throughout the season. Last thing you want, man. That's the last thing you want. Also, when it comes to the whole helmet issue, man, I know a lot of people, man, talking crazy about AB when it comes to that. Now, me personally, I agree to an extent. To an extent. Okay? Now, I know how, like, anybody who really has played sports or know anything about sports, really, you should know. Sports are heavily surrounded by routine and rituals. Okay? Being comfortable on the field with what you have on and stuff like that and not having to think about it, man, that's you can't beat that. You can't beat that. Now, me speaking from experience, me personally, when I was in high school, if I felt like I ain't get my wrist taped up, I felt like if I tried to hit somebody or something like that, if I failed, I was gonna break my wrist. Now, if you look at the percentage of that happening, I'll let y'all play around with the numbers. It's probably not too, you know what I'm saying, not too keen on happening. But in my mind, that's what I thought. Oh man, all it's gonna take, man, you already broke your right wrist already. You already done broke your left thumb already. I mean, you gotta take these things up or something's gonna happen. Same thing with my ankles. If I ain't have my ankles spattered up, I didn't feel like I was gonna get hurt. I just feel like I couldn't run fast. I didn't feel like I was explosive or anything like that. I just felt like I was just like, it didn't feel good. Now, mentally, that's gonna weigh on you. Realistically, it probably have nothing to do with how I play. But since in my mind, I feel as though I'm lighter on my feet, I can move faster, I just feel different. It's a mental thing. So it's like when you had the same helmet for 10 years, you don't really feel like you need nothing else. You feel like you put another helmet on, it may be the difference between you catching a touchdown and you not catching a touchdown. Now, I know people thinking, man, come on, it ain't that deep. It is. Like, if y'all looked at some of y'all favorite pro athletes, they probably would tell you that they have either superstitions or they have a game day routine or they have a night before routine, whether it be you got a game the next day, I'm going to get a massage, then I'm going to eat this, that, and the third, and I'm going to go to sleep at this time and wake up at this time. If you don't do all of those things, mentally you may not be prepared to play. Because you're going to be thinking about, man, I remember that last game where I had 200 yards receiving. I got 8 hours of sleep that night before the game. I only got 5. Now, or you need your sleep. Let's talk about what you ate. Almost every pro athlete got like a game day meal, right? If you don't eat that game day meal, bro, you off. You just gonna be a little off. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I agree with him to an extent. Okay? Cause I'm not leaving no $30 million on the table because I don't want to play with no new helmet. You gotta be out your mind. Gotta be out your mind. And I don't think that he ever planned on doing that anyway. Because I feel as though the only reason why he even tried to do it was because he thought he could. He thought that, okay, you know, I got my way out of Pittsburgh, you know what I'm saying? I got my contract. Shoot, man, anything I say pretty much gold right now. So he basically was like, you know what? I'm AB. I'm AB, bro. They gonna let me play with this helmet, bro. They gonna let me play with this helmet. As soon as they said no, you wanna know what a report came out and said? Antonio Brown just can't wait to join his teammates. So if you can't wait to join your teammates, what was this all about? What was it all about? All right? You did it because you thought that you could, because you had enough pull that you thought that you could do it. As soon as they said that you couldn't, all right, I'll be out practice tomorrow, suiting up. You know that's what you're going to do, because if AB, if it's one thing he cared about that money, bro. He cared about that money. He's not going to let $30 million sit on the table, all because he wanted to wear a helmet that they have not produced since 2011. Okay? They don't even make these helmets no more. Alright? So, with that being said, man, AB, like I was telling my brother, man, I mean, people come and talk to me about AB, what he doing. I mean, it's of no surprise to anybody other than the people that's telling me what he's doing. It's no surprise. No surprise to me. I mean, you know what you signed up for. You know what you signed up. I mean, say what you want to say, man. This man left a Hall of Fame quarterback, man. I can play with Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr pretty good. But I'm not gonna lead no Hall of Fame quarterback. Just cause we ain't getting along, bro. Cause we ain't cool like that no more. I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? Probably some other things going into it. You don't like Ben talking about you in the media. You know what I'm saying? I get that. Probably would have had to suck that up. Unless I'm like Le'Veon. You know what I'm saying? They ain't trying to give me no money. Teammates talking trash. I got to go. O-line. Once the O-line starts talking trash about you, like, that's it. I mean, they block for you, bro. You seen what happened to RG3? Trent Williams is letting dudes come smacking. He the best left tackle in the league since he's been in the league. Give a year or two. Give or take a year or two. He letting dude come in and smash RG3. He had to go. So, I mean, nothing that AB really does, man, surprised me. Like Chris Carter said on First Take today. On First Things First. This is only the beginning. We ain't even start playing games yet. AB, he ain't not get the ball when he wanted the ball, he was wide open yet. He haven't done none of that yet. We ain't even play no regular season game yet, right? He's already complaining about something, right? So like I said, nothing about AB surprising me, man. I still think he's gonna ball out this year. I don't think the Raiders gonna have a great year, but we'll see. Preseason was last weekend. As far as rookies that I seen, that was probably, I guess, maybe with notable names or maybe like higher in the draft that stood out. Definitely want to start with my boy Dwayne Haskins. And I know it's probably gonna throw people off because, of course, he threw 2 interceptions and whatnot. But if you actually watched the game, you would know, okay, why he threw those interceptions, right? I get to him. Kyler Murray looked good, but he looked scripted. You know what I'm saying? It was like he didn't show me anything that I hadn't seen already. He didn't show me nothing that he did showed anything that he really belonged in this league. Not saying that he does not, but I'm saying proving all the people wrong as far as his height and everything like that. I mean, he threw the ball for like 4 times, maybe like 44 yards. Everything was completely scripted. The receivers were wide open. At no point in time did I see him have to read the defense. I think he read the defense maybe on one play, and that was RPO that he did. And I feel as though that was predetermined. You already knew that you wanted to get the ball out and throw it to Fitz. I feel as though you already knew that. Everything he did was, one, get the ball. He didn't have to read nothing. You know what I'm saying? You got the arm. Everybody knew you had the arm. They ain't take no shot. They ain't take no snaps from under center. Although that's no surprise to me. I watched Cliff Kingsbury in college at Texas Tech. I ain't see one quarterback ever take the snap from under center. I think they had him like a 31. Still shotgun. Still shotgun. Still shotgun. You know what I'm saying? Who else looked good? Devin Bush looked real good against my team, Tampa Bay. He looked real good. He had 10 tackles. I don't even believe he even started the game. He may have a maybe trip. I know I kind of got into the game a little late, but he was all over the field, man. I mean, covering people. He's gonna be a monster chasing the ball down on weak side because he's too fast. He's too fast. Now, you may have a better chance trying to run straight at him because he's not that big. He only about 5'10". I mean, I'm about 5'10". He about my size, really. My height, he's just a little bigger. You know what I'm saying? He's basically like a little bit of a bigger, slightly less athletic Ryan Shazier. I mean, I don't know how many people forgot about Ryan Shazier, man, but he was on his way to probably being, man, like probably one of the best linebackers in the league. Like overall linebacker, covering, tackling, adjustments, play calling, all of that. So yeah, Devin Bush looked real good. Greedy Williams, man, Greedy Williams looked real good against the Skins. Now we won't talk about how Baker Mayfield carved up the Skins secondary. We won't talk about that. I mean, it was preseason. They ain't really had no starters out there. I expected the Skins to do a little better. I mean, that was pretty bad, but you know what I'm saying, we'll give y'all a break. You know what I'm saying? Even though I feel as though the Skins got a couple young guys in the secondary. I think his name was Everett, and I'm not sure the other guy's name, but I know 22 and 25, they look pretty good in the secondary. But back to Greedy Williams, man, the biggest knock against him was that he wasn't going to tackle. Not that he was not going to tackle, and he did not want to tackle, you know what I'm saying? So he wasn't going to do it, and he didn't want to do it. He tackled pretty well. I feel like that was the only knock against him coming into college was the fact that he wouldn't tackle. I think the only other thing that I noticed about him that I really didn't like was his stance, his base is way too wide for me. You know what I'm saying? I get he's a taller corner, but I need you to show up that base like shoulder length for me. You know what I'm saying? Be more consistent with your feet. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna have 1 foot back, have it back all the time. You know what I'm saying? Don't have it back one play or other play when you get tired, you got 1 foot back. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to get a defense. You never want to get a defense a key as far as 1 foot back because I may be trying to turn back this way. You never want to do stuff like that, but that's a rookie mistake. He'll figure that out. Other than that, he looked real good. Had an interception against Haskins. He looked real good tackling the ball. Back to Haskins. I don't really know why. Like a lot of the people, like a lot of the analysts were saying that he had like his debut was scary. I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? I don't get how they can say that it was scary, because if you really look at it, he was actually throwing the ball down the field. Daniel Jones, let's go back to Daniel Jones and back to the Giants. He was the same thing. He made one throw that made you, in my opinion, made me be like, okay, he can play. He hit the receiver in the back of the end zone, right on the pylon. That was a really good throw. But everything else was like, wide open, scripted, easy throws. Jay Gruden, the plays that he called for Dwayne Haskins were not easy throws. He was throwing the ball down the field. Like, every time he turned the pass, he's throwing the ball down the field. He averaged 13 yards per attempt. Can't say that about Kyler Murray. I don't think he even threw the ball over 10 yards per attempt. Same thing with Daniel Jones. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think the only other quarterback that actually maybe had who actually attempted maybe further than Dwayne Haskins was Drew Lock from Missouri. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of Drew Lock, him and Dwayne Haskins were the only two quarterbacks who I actually seen survey the field and then throw the ball. Everybody else was, get the ball, I'm going here. Get the ball, I'm going here. Get the ball, I'm going here. Yeah, that makes you look good, but it's not showing me nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's not showing me anything. It's not showing me anything. So, got week 2 preseason coming up, in a couple of days? I believe it's Thursday. So we'll see, man. It might be something. It's always the second game. People play a little bit more. The games mean a little bit more to the guys who are the free agents and who are like that 70th man on the roster. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need these games, man. You need this game. Starters gonna probably play about at the most the first quarter. Few series depending on how smooth things go. If everything look crisp, if everything looks sharp, they'll take them out. So we'll see what's going on with this weekend, with this week's preseason. I expect it to be more the same. I expect my Haskins to go out there and ball out. I expect that the Cardinals gonna show a little bit more of the offense with Kyler Murray. Although I feel as though what you've seen is what you're gonna get. It's not gonna be a whole lot of pre-snap reads, man. It's not, because that's not what the offense. That's not what the offense is predicated on, man. It's off of. If there are any reads, they're very quick. They're very quick. I mean, they got 4 receivers almost every play. Almost every play. So it's like you got receivers running all over the place. Somebody gonna be open. Just hit the man. So I don't want to downplay Kyler Murray, man, but I feel as though that offense is perfect for him to succeed. It just doesn't really show me too much, but it don't matter. Hey, you can get 10 years out of doing that, man, and you can do your thing, then hey, better have you. But preseason coming up this week, man. I'll catch y'all later.